Hello students. Yesterday we have studied about so many types of processes like work done in expanding work done in expanding the gas isothermally, work done in expanding the gas adiabatically, and what will be the work done in both the processes with the help of indicator diagram. And also I've told you about isochoric and isobaric process. So I think all that things are clear to you. So today let's start the law of thermodynamics. As one law of thermodynamics I have already told you, the first law of thermodynamics means the law of thermodynamics means zeroth law of thermodynamics. As I told you that zeroth law of thermodynamics was after the basic three laws of thermodynamics it was discovered, but as it was realized that zeroth law of thermodynamics gives us the concept of temperature, and temperature and heat are the basic concepts, fundamental concepts of thermodynamics. So that's why we kept it in the means we gave the priority to that. So that's why we named it zeroth law of thermodynamics, because already we had first, second and third law of thermodynamics. So that's why its name was that. I have already told you that that gives us the definition of temperature. So today let's see what is the first law of thermodynamics. The first it is the conservation of energy, law of conservation of energy. Nothing is there here we will get. First law of thermodynamics predicts us the law of the conservation of energy. As you know that according to law of conservation of energy, we know that energy cannot be created or cannot be destroyed. It can be converted from one form to another form only. So in case of thermodynamics, as I told you in processes, then if we apply some heat energy to any system, then this heat is used to heat is used in two ways. First is to increase its temperature, and second is to do some work on the system. So like in case of isothermal adiabatic process, not in isothermal, adiabatic process, as I have told you that the heat energy is used to increase its temperature. Means we had 2 points F, A and B. So if its temperature is T1, then if we add energy to this system A, then it goes to the point B with the adiabatic process, then its temperature becomes T2. Means we are doing some work here on the changing the temperature. So heat is used in two ways. First, to increase its temperature. Second, to do some work on the gas. Means if there is the concept of gas, then gas will expand. Means or simple, if we are supplying heat, then gas will expand, because we are adding some extra energy to the system. So that energy will be taken by the gas molecules, and obviously if gas molecule will take energy, then their kinetic energy will increase and they will do some frequent motion and their volume will increase, and due to increment of volume we can say that gas is expanding. See, means here the heat energy are using in two ways. First, to increase its temperature, or in other word we can say that to increase its internal energy. In form of energy we can say it that in terms of it means this energy is used to increase its internal energy, and second, to do some work on the system, or to expand the to work on the expanding the gas. So in general way we can write this. Suppose that the small amount of heat energy is supplied to the system, then this heat energy will be used to increase its internal energy and to do some work on the system. Clear? So this formula, this is known as the formula of first law of thermodynamics. This is the mathematical form of first law of thermodynamics, which tells us that heat energy is used in two forms. First is to increase its internal energy, to do some work on the system. It means what is the mean of that? It means that heat energy is converting into other forms of energy. Means no any heat energy are destroying anywhere. It is only we are converting heat energy into other forms of energy. So we can say that this is a form of law of conservation of energy. according to law of conservation of energy, what is that? We can only convert the one form of energy into other form of energy. We cannot create the energy, we cannot destroy the energy. Here we are not destroying the energy, not creating the energy, only we are using heat energy to convert it into two forms of energy, some work and some internal energy form. So I think this is clear to you. So first law of thermodynamics gives us the law of conservation of energy, and also its mathematical formula is this, and here a new concept is arising, concept of internal energy. So like zeroth law gives us the concept about temperature, here first law of thermodynamics gives us the concept of internal energy. Okay, so either here arrangement of internal energy is there. So I think this is clear to you. And in this equation, as you are seeing that somewhere where I used delta, somewhere I used d. So as I told you about path function and point function. So path function was that which were depending on the path through which the process is taking. But point functions are that which don't depend on the path through which the process is taking. Only they depends on initial and final position. Suppose there are two points A and B, and here from A and B the process is, this is the process, this is the process. So there three processes are here, second and third. Suppose this process is like something this. So in these three processes, if you are seeing the path, then it consumes, it covers less path and is greater than that and the greatest in that portion. So if some property is depending upon the path, then that is called path function, like heat energy. So in this process, the heat carried will be less than this path or this path. Means heat is dependent on the path, means through which path we are carrying heat, we are doing the process. So that's why heat will be path dependent function. Already also you know that work, if we are following this path, we are following this, then work will, displacement here, distance covered here will be smaller. So that's why work done here will be smaller than the other path. So work is also a path function. But internal energy depends on temperature, and you know that temperature depends upon only the initial and final position. Means what is the temperature of here and what is the temperature of here. That difference tells us that whether the temperature is increasing or decreasing. According to that, internal energy will increase or decrease. So that's why internal energy, temperature, volume, pressure, these quantities or point function, means they are only dependent on initial and final position. But heat, work, that types of variables are known as path function, because they are dependent on the path. So that's why for path function in thermodynamics we assign change in path function by delta and change in point function by d. So I think that is now clear to you why I used here delta and why I used here d. So this is the mathematical form of first law of thermodynamics. Now as I have told you that what it predicts, it also predicts the law of conservation of energy, and also it arises the concept of internal energy. Now what is the sign convention in this system can arise? Suppose that we are supplying heat to the system. So if we are supplying heat to the system, it means that that heat energy will supply to the molecules of the system, and ultimately it means that that molecule will take this heat and do some work on the system. So if work is doing on the system and the heat is using for that, so heat will be there positive. So if heat is supplied to the system, heat will be positive. If heat is withdrawn from the system, means like we are taking heat from the system, we are going to cool any body, then for cooling in this process, first process we are heating the body, we are supplying heat, means we are heating the body, and heating process delta Q will be positive. But if in the cooling process, then we are taking heat from the system, then that time this heat is negative. The similar manner, if temperature of the system is increasing, means in heating process temperature is increasing, then internal energy will be positive, taking as positive. And if heat temperature is decreasing, means we are drawing the heat energy, then for that case du will be also decreasing and it will be taken as negative. Clear? In the similar manner, if work done is obtaining the system, means we are getting some work from the system, then it will be positive, and we are doing some work on the system, that will be negative. So sign convention helps us to understand that whether there is heating effect or cooling effect, means system is going to cool or going to heat. So first, I think first law of thermodynamics, and with the help of these two processes we can easily understand that. Now I can tell you later in different processes what will be the first law of thermodynamics. So first, I think first law of thermodynamics is clear to you. More concepts here, that this law is applicable to all the matters, state of matters like solid, liquid, gas. It is applicable to all of the matters. It is general form of conservation of energy and so on. I've told you already other things regarding to this. So if I think that is clear to you, then we can write this law of thermodynamics in different processes. So first, for isothermal process. As for isothermal process, you know that temperature of the system remains constant. So if temperature of the system remains constant, then change in internal energy will be zero, because internal energy depends on temperature. Since temperature is constant, then this will be also constant. So if we will see the internal energy during the isothermal process of point A and B, that will be same, and their changes, if you will calculate this difference, that will be zero. So if this will be zero, then what will be the first law of thermodynamics? Right, first here, first law of thermodynamics, that is delta Q equal to du plus delta W. So what will we get? Delta Q equal to delta W. Okay. It means that all of the heat energy will be used to do work on the system, means to expand. If that there is gas, then it will be used to expand the gas only. As I have told you earlier, this thing means in isothermal process temperature is constant, then whole of the energy is used to expand the gas, to do the some work on the gas. So that's why we can mathematically prove it also with the help of first law of thermodynamics. So I think this is clear to you now. If temperature is constant, then whole of the heat energy will be converted into work, means it will be used to do some work on the system. Okay? Second, for adiabatic process. So as in case of adiabatic process, as you know that heat cannot be supplied to the system in this process. Means if we will see, sorry for that, just a second guys. Here delta Q equal to delta W plus du, and this is the system A and B. Okay. So in the case of adiabatic process, as you know that going from one state to another state, there is no transfer of heat takes place. The heat carrying by the particle here will be different and here will be different, means they will not transfer their heat. So if means temperature of the system will be different. So in this case, if change in heat is zero, means no heat is transferred, it means that if we will calculate the change in heat, so after some time there will not be any change in it, because there is no transfer of heat is taken place in this process, no exchange of heat is taken place. So that's why delta Q will be zero. So for adiabatic process, delta Q is zero. So if delta Q is zero, we can write the equation that will be delta U equal to this, or we can write du equal to minus delta W. Clear? So if simple heat is not transferring to the system or to any state, then its internal energy is used to do this work. It means that we are withdrawing its energy and we are doing some work on the system. So that's why I think that is clear to you. Means negative sign shows us that we are withdrawing energy from the system. means we are using its internal energy. So in case of adiabatic process, internal energy is used to do work, that's why the temperature of the system decreases and cooling can be occurred. So like in our atmosphere cooled due to adiabatic process. When we go in upper side, then we are seeing that temperature is changing, temperature is decreasing, and there is cooling effect occurs, and that cooling effect is due to adiabatic process, because in this process heat transfer is not taking place. So if heat transfer is not taking place, then if there is changing in temperature takes place, so if there is change in temperature, there will be change in internal energy, means that internal energy is using in to do the work, means there are we are obtaining in some work by the system here, that's why here negative sign. And also it other mean that we are withdrawing the energy of the system. So if some energy of the system will withdraw, then obviously its temperature will decrease, and due to decrement in temperature we can say that system is going to cool. So that's why in the same manner, same processes, our atmosphere is getting cooled. So in the cooling of atmosphere, adiabatic process is responsible. So I think the concept of cooling and adiabatic process is clear to you from here. So the next case is the case of isochoric process. So I have told you already about all the processes, all the thermodynamic processes. So one by one we are seeing them with the help of first law of thermodynamics. So as I think adiabatic process is clear to you, all the heat internal energy means here negative sign shows that if work is done on the system, then what will be the internal energy? Work is getting from the system, then what is internal? As you know that if a system is doing some work, then the work is positive. Then in this case, it means that we are its temperature is decreasing or its internal energy is decreasing. So in that case, there will be cooling effect. Means if work is done by the system, then there will be the cooling of the system occur. And if we have done work on the system, then for that as I have told you sign convention there, then work will be negative. So ultimately it will be positive. It means that internal energy will increase. So if internal energy will increase, it means that its temperature will increase. So if we are doing some work on the system, then its internal energy increases, means there is heating effect produces. So heating and cooling effect can be easily understandable here. So next is the case is isochoric process. So in case of isochoric process, as you know that here the volume of the system will remain constant during the process. So if volume is remains constant, then we can say that change in volume will be 0, because it remains constant. So if change in volume will be 0, then we know that work equal to PdV. So what will be the value? This is the very simple, as I have told you that equation. So if dV equal to 0, then change in work will be also 0. So if work will be 0, then what will be the heat energy? That will be equal to internal energy. Means here all the heat energy is used to change its internal energy or to increase its internal energy or temperature only. There will be no change in volume takes place. Clear, I think. Means simple. This heat energy will be used to change in its internal energy only. There will be no change in its volume occur. So this is the isochoric process. Next process is the isobaric process. Isobaric process. So as I have told you, in case of isobaric process, pressure remains constant. So if pressure remains constant, then we can say that value of P will be constant, simple. So what will be the value of work? As you know that value of work is given by delta W equal to PdV, clear? So P is constant here, pressure is constant in isobaric process. but here volume will not be constant. As you know that volume can be changed by due to the application of heat easily. So in this case, if all the heat energy is used to change its internal energy and also in its changing its volume, there will be no change in pressure only. Means due to pressure there is not we are not getting any effect. Only due to temperature changes we are getting the effect. So that's why we can say that, suppose that if two process A and B are going up, here the volume is Vi and it is changing to Vf. So we can say that dV will be equal to Vi dF minus V. Very simple. Final volume minus initial volume, and this is also a point function. So that's why there only the initial and final points can be taken into account. Okay. So if delta W is that, and also you know that heat energy, if pressure is constant, then heat energy will be equal to m into L. Means all of the heat energy will use to do some work on to increase its temperature and other things. So where we can arise the concept of latent heat. So finally, what will be the first law of thermodynamics for this process? Delta Q equal to ml equal to delta W, the value of delta W, P dF minus Vi, plus du, or we can calculate the value of du, that will be ml minus P Vf minus Vi. So it means that in case of when the pressure kept constant, in case of isobaric process, the internal energy is used in two ways. Means the internal energy is not equal to only its latent heat, but some of the energy is used to do some work also. So I think that is simple, clear to you what is the law of thermodynamics in case of isobaric process. Next case is the case of cyclic process. The case of cyclic process. So if process is cyclic, then as you know that the internal energy, this function depends on initial and final points. And I told you that in definition of cyclic process that such processes are cyclic in which initial and final value after cycle will be equal to 0, will be equal. So if that quantity will be equal at initial and final point, then change in that quantity will be 0. Means internal energy in this case will be 0. So if this will be 0, then according to first law of thermodynamics, what will be the value? That will be delta Q equal to delta W. So we can say that in cyclic process, all of the heat energy is used to do some work on the system or by the system. Simple, clear. Means if work is doing on the system, then we are supplying heat to it, and if work is getting from the system, then simple heat is extracting from the system. So I think cyclic process is clear to you. Simple. There is no change in temperature takes place. There is no change in internal energy takes place. Only the change in means only the heat energy will be used to do some work or getting some work from the system. Clear? I think. Next case is melting case, melting process. One by one I am telling all the process with the help of first law of thermodynamics. So as you know that in case of melting process, one solid is changing into the liquid. So in case what will be the work done during this process, during the melting process, that can be given by PdV. And as you know that in melting process there is a very small change in volume takes place. So we can neglect the change in volume. So if we can neglect change in volume, we can say that volume is constant during the process. So if volume is constant, then this quantity will be 0. So in melting process, work on the system will be 0. So what will be the equation? That will be delta Q equal to du. Means all the heat energy will be used to change its internal energy and temperature, not to do some work on the system. So this is the case of melting process. In case of melting process, all the heat energy is used to change its internal energy. So I think clear case is clear to you. Now see the case of boiling process. So in boiling process, as you know that the liquid is converted into the vapor. So if it is converted into vapor, and you know that there is the difference between volume of liquid and proper there is difference between liquid and vapor phase. So here the delta W equal to P dV. In this case, change in volume will be have some definite value. It cannot be neglected in the case of boiling or vaporization. So that's why we will get some value. Suppose that after boiling its volume is Vf and initially its volume was Vi. So we will get this value here. Means here some work will be done on the system, because as you know that if there is the vaporization is taking place, then what will be the in vaporization, gas will try to expand while getting some heat. So if it will expanding, then there is some work done also on the gas. So that's why obviously this work done will not be zero in this case. So in case of boiling, work done will not be zero as in case of melting. Clear? And also we can say that delta Q is using to state the to change its state, and changing of a state can be assigned by the latent heat formula. So that is like this. So we can from this equation we can calculate what will be the internal energy. So in the same manner, after putting this value, we will get P Vf minus Vi. So this is the same as the process of isobaric process. So in case of boiling process, this equation tells us about the internal energy, change in internal energy, means how the internal energy is changing. So I think the basic 4, 5, 6 processes are now clear to you. What is the change in, means how the heat energy will be used in case of isothermal, how it will be used in case of isochoric, isobaric, adiabatic process, cyclic process, melting process, and boiling process, how it will be used. And we can easily understand it with the help of first law of thermodynamics. And I have cleared to you and I have explained you all the things about that. One more process is also, that is the process of free expansion. So what is the free expansion? If there is no heat transfer is taking place between the system and surrounding, then we call that, and gas is expanding also. And if there is no transfer of heat is taking place and no work is done on the system also, means we are not using any energy. Free means what? We are not using any energy. We are not supplying any energy. So if we are not using any energy, we are not doing any work, and expansion is taking place. So we can say that here is the free expansion is going on without any cost of energy, without any cost of work, without wasting our energy and work. We can expand the gas. That is the case of free expansion. So if there is free expansion, then we can say that change in work, is work will also be zero, and no heat transfer, then delta Q will be zero. From this the equation we can calculate delta U equal to 0 also. Means in free expansion, change in internal energy is also 0. Means there is no change in temperature takes place during the free expansion. Only expansion of gas is going on. So I think this is simple, clear to you what is the case of free expansion also. So I think now all the things are now completed. Processes are completed. We explained all with the help of first law of thermodynamics. As clearly I have told you one by one all the processes, and in any process why heat is used in the different manners, we can understand easily these things by the first law of thermodynamics. And simple first law of thermodynamics tells us that how the heat energy is converting into other form of energy, and why it is converting in that way, that can be understandable easily by mathematical form of first law of thermodynamics. So I think all the things are now clear to you. So if all the things are clear to you, then let's end the class here. In next class I will tell you more things with the help of first law of thermodynamics. So in next class let's see that things. So for today let's end the class here guys. Thank you.